Greetings everyone, and Great here for another... What am I thinking? I'm trying to say Advanced Wars. Age Mythology Replay. Spawn bottom right side as the blue Hades got Sultan. Spawn top left side as the red Freyr got Kiber. This is a hybrid map, so we may see some naval play. Looks like blue has a bit of a bad luck deployment there of that dock. You can see here I've got 3 fishies right there, so it's probably better to put a bit closer to it. But oh well, something you have to make do with what little vision you have. The graphics seems a little bit off. I think there was a new patch lately. I had to reinstall like the Microsoft redistributables, so maybe I need to take a quick look at the graphics settings after this game, because I'm seeing what appears to be like rendering issues. If you can give me a moment. Graphics. No, everything seems fine. I keep water off. Not sure what's going on. It feels like just stuff is sort of taking the thing where you see stuff slowly forms. Maybe I'm just over noticing it. Yeah, that scout, it looks weird off. Yeah, I'm going to put it back down to normal speed. That scout just seems off. I think I'm just maybe overthinking it a little bit. That could be the case. Either way, we do of course have these Orcross being claimed. We do also have now the temple being deployed in the field by blue. And we don't see any minor god just for either player just yet. Hades could go for Athena or Ares. Let's see, anything involving ship damage, Toxotes, Cyclops, Hypastus, and Hoplite. Which I always find Ares a pretty good minor god, even though his god power did get nerfed, one of the few that did get nerfed from Gold Edition. Pierce Armor, Minotaur, and Saracius, which is quite nice. But I always find it always seems like Ares seems like a pretty good minor god power to go for. But then again, the god power is nerfed from the Gold Edition counterpart, and Restoration is of course very strong. We do have Olar. I don't know if any of those affect naval. Usually the H2 gods don't really affect naval stuff too much, if I remember correctly, or incorrectly. Either way, we do have, of course, Ares been deployed in the field. We'll get 1 free Cyclops. Hades now deployed out Ajax to obtain some relics. Speaking of which, let's see. Got Rhea's Crown. Make your towns cost less and generate a little bit of favor. Effectively get double favor from that relic. 1 from the relic, 1 from the town center. For Boya, it gets hero health regen. We do have a spam bot. There we go. I'll leave the spam bot message. I'll ban that bot after this game. Human soldiers do bonus damage versus buildings, which is nice. Makes them a little bit more effective. And Dwarven Horseshoes to give cavalry increased movement speed. Right, established quite a bit of infrastructure here. Maybe on to build us another town center there. We do now have a hammer ship being pulled out by blue. For his first ship, he has triple docks. Oh, those are the hammer ship sounds. Oh, and we got Pestilence deployed in the field, which will reduce the production speed of military buildings and prevent arrows from firing. Which actually, I just realized I forgot about the ability for it not to fire arrows. That's actually pretty good. Looks like it's only affecting the structure. I only see the green haze around this one. I don't see the green haze around this one. Of course, green haze faded right around that one. It's a global or is in set area. Target enemy town, inflicted plague. Can't say exactly the mechanics. all I remember was in Gold Edition, it did affect an area where it prevented all military production, which actually was very powerful, honestly. But now it was nerfed that only provides reduced production, but removing arrows is actually surprisingly powerful in the naval map. Which I don't think that was in fact existing in Gold Edition, so that is incredibly good. It makes blue just wins the naval fight. Red could have gone for the Asgardian Bastion, but it would take a bit of time to build, but that would have given him a very good defensive platform. But then again, Pestilence will also disable its fire. Wow. Maybe I'm partially mistaken about Pestilence. I think I am partially mistaken about it, but I still feel pretty firm in my assessment it was a nerf when it comes to ground warfare, but for naval warfare, yeah, I was 100% definitely wrong. And now Blue's able to obtain all the fishies. Got some local doggos here. Asgard being established there. You could put a bit more close to shore to get a bit more protection to allow him to get established another dock. Red's going to, of course, have these fishing boats be picked off. Not much you can do about it. Villagers now pushing the way forward. And Red is actually building a town center. So Red's going for triple town center. Deletes, I think that was a store camp house. We got the Cyclops advancing way forward. He will keep all of his singular eyes open for enemies. We now have the watchtower. He can always complement it with some sentries. I always say sentries are good for protecting yourself from raids, not good at protecting yourself from armies. In this case, sentries will be very nice. Of course, it does also mean he can't deploy around the secondary town center while relying on the initial watchtowers for his first town center. But he does also have a good amount of extra civilian production through the docks and obtaining all the fishies. He does his patrol order. Remember as well, compared to Gold Edition, the Argos is now a Aphrodite unit. Let's see, right here. So this is how you get Argos now. So Hades has access to the Argos if you so choose, which is somewhat important. After all, you do get free naval myth units are largely untied to the minor gods now, and are just tied to the base faction. Which is one way to balance it. Can't say that's a great way to balance it, but it does probably balance out. I don't know why. It feels like it's a... how to put it? I would like more naval-based myth units, but that's a bit of a tall order, honestly. To help sprinkle on more naval-based myth units to sprinkle on in. But then again, let's be frank as well, a lot of Age of Empires games are not good for Navy combat. I generally believe Age of Empires 4 does Navy combat the best. And a lot of RTSs could just simply abscond with any sort of Navy. It's mostly an afterthought. I'd say the game that does naval combat the best when it comes to RTSs as well as just general strategy games is probably not Universe at War. Supreme Commander. Universe at War doesn't even have Navy. Universe at... or not Universe at War. Supreme Commander is probably one of the games that does Navy the best, because there's actually quite a bit of variety there. They actually put a pretty good amount of time into it. Other games that does Navy okay... yeah, as much like I love Age of Wonders Planetfall, it's still on the weaker side. I still tried to minimize Navy in that game. Let's see, any other games that does Navy well? That are both a real-time strategy or turn-based strategy, but has actual hybrid Navy and ground? Advanced Wars Days of Ruin is actually pretty good as a turn-based strategy game. Most of the time, any game that involves both Navy and ground forces, most of the time it's usually ground forces take the lead. And Navy sort of just got left to squander, and more just an okay, a bit more close to afterthought, because it's somewhat hard to make the two perfect. No, Red Alert did a pretty good job, Red Alert 3. Yeah, and Red Alert 3 did a lot more emphasis on Navy. Though, balance-wise, that's also a bit of an issue with that game entirely, though. I think Red Alert 3 did Navy better than Red Alert 2. Because honestly, those older 2D RTSs did struggle with larger units moving around, and ships in those games were a bit larger in size. Let me know in the whether it be YouTube comments or in the live stream where we're watching here. Think of a RTS or turn-based strategy game that does both Navy and ground quite well. Speaking about stuff, doing quite well. Red has now obtained a 4th town center, improving its max population up to 180. Blue does have a fortress here, and of course the sentinels as well as the sentry towers. He has a lot of passive defense here, but Red can easily crush through it. Blue has, of course, aged up. Red has not. Red is now aging up to Ager to get access to the Rock Giants, a decent Myth unit siege weapon. Petrol Bowl is definitely a good idea. Hades should probably just not even eye for even age up. He sees all this infrastructure here, or at least aware of it if he doesn't even see it. He doesn't even have medium infantry nor medium range soldiers. What is he missing? He has 0 gold miners at the moment. That's a bit of a problem. And looks like Blue did manage to get around to this gold deposit here. Red tried to wall it in, but looks like he didn't complete the walls. Additionally, with our castle vision received this here, has he seen that? He has not seen that gold deposit, that's why he didn't go for it. Asgardian Bastion under siege. We do have a Manticore here. He did age up Apollo. I do like Apollo and Manticores. Manticores would be particularly effective in this situation. I think Blue should eye for more Manticores. Toxics are not a bad idea as well in this situation. He is going for some Huskarls, which do of course have high range armor. While they won't counter Manticores, they will at least be able to resist them. Though sometimes resistance is futile. There's Gillen Bersetti. Age 3 Gillen Bersetti combines with Tempest. He's bringing in all of his god powers. We're just going to try to close the game now. Looks like zooming in caused some lag spike issues, so stay zoomed out. Gillen Bersetti does have a bit of AoE to his attack, so he has to scatter his forces. Gillen Bersetti's down to half health. It is across us divine heroes, so it should be resistant to heroes. Gillen Bersetti has gone down. The Sentinels and the Watchtowers providing defensive. Now the Asgardian Bastion being put in the field. Shades being summed on in. Red is smashing through with a pretty sizable force here. Got heavy infantry being researched by Blue to go find some high passes. Good idea there. Forces taking a bit of a beating. And a lot of Red's forces are actually quite wounded as well. They won't last too much longer. He's getting hit by multiple lines of defenses now. Chiron has been summoned. Fortress may still yet be safe. I think he needs to task some villagers to it. There's a good number of piggies here for extra food as well, so he doesn't have to worry about hunting. But over here, these villagers getting hit as well. This may be game over for Blue. The fortress stays alive for now, but down to 250. It is rapidly decreasing. Got even hill forts firing away. Red has a massive amount of fort production here. Blue right now has no gold miners, has some village from wood. He has on the resources at the moment. He's losing a good number of villagers trying to save the fortress there. And Blue has resigned. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.